Everyone, welcome back to English class. Dear students, today we are going to continue our chapter Chandni from the book An Alien Hand. So open your books, chapter number 7, Chandni, page number 46. Today we are going to read the second part. And if we talk about our previous part, then we have read about like Abu Khan lived in Almora and he loved his pet who were gods, but all gods left him one by one because of their love of freedom. Now Abu Khan was terribly lonely. He bought a new young god and named her Chandni. She had been living with him for many years, so this time he was confident that she would not leave him. So let's talk about this part of the chapter. Like other courts, Chandni too missed the hills. She told Abu Khan she must have her freedom, and the story of the dangerous wolf in the forest didn't discourage Chandni. So every morning, Chandni watched the hilltops bathed in the sunlight. How beautiful those hills are, she thought. How refreshing the breeze that blows through them, and how lovely to run across those green fields. She ran towards the hills but had to stop with a jerk. The rope round her neck wouldn't let her go any further. How she hated that rope. So now what happened? The same things with her also. Every morning, Chandni watched the hilltops. Chandni, as she lived in the compound of Al Abu Khan's hut. So, what happened from that? The very beautiful hilly area, hills, looked very beautiful. So, from that particular place, she always used to see the hilltops which were completely filled with the sunlight, and yes, in the sunlight these were look beautiful. So how beautiful those hills are, she thought. So she thought how beautiful those hills were and how refreshing the breeze that blows through them. So she also thought about the breeze which blew from the hilltops, and how lovely to run across those green fields. And she thought and she imagined herself that she was moving around the green fields of hilltops. She ran towards the hills but had to stop with a jerk. After thinking about all the beauty of the hilltops, she wanted to go there, so she ran towards the hills but had to stop with a jerk. Jerk means shock. What kind of shock? As she was tied with a rope. So the rope round her neck wouldn't let her go any further. How she hated that rope. As she wanted to move towards the hills, she tried to run away. So whenever she tried, the rope always stopped her to go any move. So go any further. So now she started hating the rope because it was binding her. She stopped eating the green grass Abu Khan brought for her, nor did she listen to his stories with interest and affection. She lost her appetite, grew very thin, and stared moodily at the hilltops bathed in sunlight. Abu Khan didn't understand Chandni's anguish. At last, she decided to speak to him frankly. Dear Abu Khan, she said, let me go to the hills, please. If I stay on in your compound, I will die. Now Abu Khan understood Chandni's problem, but it made him very unhappy. The earthen pot which contained Chandni's breakfast fell from his hands and broke into 1,000 pieces. So it was the scene of one morning. What happened? She stopped eating the green grass Abu Khan brought for her, as she was started hating the rock because she wanted to go to the hilltops. So what happened? She stopped eating the green grass Abu Khan brought because she now just like she started hating Abu Khan also. Okay, so nor did she listen to the stories, as she was telling stories. Sorry, he used to tell stories to God. Okay, to all the time, Abu Khan told stories to Chani, but now she was not taking any interest and affection, and she was not showing any love and affection in return to Abu Khan. She lost her appetite. She lost her hunger. Okay, she didn't want to eat anything. That's why grew very thin, grew very weak, and stared moodily at the hilltops bathed in sunlight. Stared, gazing. Okay, she always used to see. moodily always to the hill types which were completely bathed in sunlight, because she always appreciating, she always looking at the hilltops and appreciating the beauty of there, and also wanted to go there. Nothing else she did now then. And yes, at last she decided to speak to him frankly. So after all all her efforts, like she was not eating and she was become very weak, she decided to speak to him frankly. She decided to talk to Mr. Abu Khan frankly about her choice. Dear Abu Khan, she said, and what she was saying, let me go to the hills, please. She was saying, please uh, allow her to go to the hills. If I stay on in your compound, I will die. And she was adding, like, if she will be here, she would stay with him in this compound, she would be died. Now Abu Khan understood Chandni's problem. Now he came to know about the problem, but it made him very unhappy, so he became very sad because she also wanted to go to the death. The earthen pot which contained Chandni's breakfast fell from his hands and broke into 1,000 pieces. It was a scene like Abu Khan came to Chandni with a pot full of her food, and he was standing there. But as before he gave food to Chandni, Chandni spoke to him, and Chandni told him that she wanted to go to the hill tips. As he listened to this decision, the earthen pot fell down and broken into the pieces. Why do you want to leave me? Chandni Abu Khan asked. Now Abu Khan was asking why she wanted to leave him. Now I want to go to the hills, Chandni answered. Then Chandni was saying she wanted to go to the hills. Don't you like the food here? I will give you tastier food and a much longer rope. Now the conversation between Abu Khan and Chandni was going on, and they were talking like she was telling, I wanted to go, but he just made every effort to stop him. Don't you like the food? I will do taste your food and a much longer rope. So now he was telling that didn't she like the food here? So now he will provide the tastier food and provide a much longer rope so that she can move more freely. No, thank you. Let me go to the hills. But she said, no, thank you. I didn't need anything. I just wanted to go to the hill. Do you realize the risk you are running, you obstinate creature? Obstinate means stubborn. Okay, so do you realize the risk you are running? So now she was, Abu Khan said to him, didn't she realize the risk of your running? Because you obstinate creature, you stubborn animal, there is a dangerous wolf in the hill. He will eat you up. Abu Khan did his best to warn her. So Abu Khan warning her, and he made every effort to stop him, to tell him about Chandni's safety. And he added, didn't she realize the risk? Because a wild wolf lived in the hills, and he always used to eat the gods. So why she didn't understand? So he will eat you up. He will eat you up means the wolf would eat her up. Chandni answered, God has given me a pair of horns. I will fight the wolf. Now she was ready to fight with wolf. So what she was answering, she was saying, God has given me. God had given her a pair of beautiful horns, and with the help of them, she could fight the wolf. Next, you can see the picture on page number 47. See the beautiful scenery, as it is a compound of Abu Khan's hut where the Chandni lived, and with the rope. And yes, here is the hilltop scenery which looked very beautiful to her, and she wanted to go there. Fight the wolf, indeed. Have you forgotten the story of your sister Kalua, who was the size of a big deer? She fought the wolf through the night. She fought the wolf through the night, but was killed in the morning. Abu Khan narrated Kalua's story for the 50th time. So Abu Khan was making every effort to stop her, to make her understand, please, there is no need to go anywhere. If you will go there, you will meet to death. So what will happen? Fight the wolf indeed. Actually, you would like to fight with wolf. Have you forgotten the story of your sister Kalwa, who was the size of a big deer? Now Abu Khan told her about the story of Kalwa. Means, had she forgotten the story of her sister Kalwa, former god of Abu Khan, who was having the size of a big deer? Means, who in the size, she was very big. She had fought the wolf throughout the night, but was killed in the morning. Means, he was narrating the story of Kalua, who also just left Abu Khan and went to the hilltops. There she fought with the wolf, and after all her efforts, she got killed by wolf. Abu Khan narrated Kalwa's story for the 50th time. Abu Khan was telling the same story to Chandni. But I think Chandni has decided to just ran out, so there was no if positive effect on her. To all this, Chandni had only one thing to say: I want to go to the hills. Okay, so after all the efforts which were made by Abu Khan, no, not even a single effort could move the decision of Chandni, because she had decided that she would move away only. Abu Khan got very annoyed. He thundered, you are not going anywhere. From today, you will live in a small hut and not move about freely in the compound. Ungrateful as you are, you must still be saved from the wolf. He pushed her into a small hut and shut the door, but he forgot to close the small window at the back. The same night, Chandni made the window her passage to freedom. As you can imagine, that a child is asking for something. He is very obstinate, and he was making of every kind of efforts. He was not eating food, and the parents were saying no, because parents knew each and everything about the child. They knew which thing is good, which thing is bad. So if they are denying to give him anything, and they are putting all the efforts, so in this way Abu Khan was treating Chandni, because he knows that what will be the consequences if the Chandni will go there. So to all his Abu Khan got very annoyed. He became very angry, and he thundered. He shouted in anger, "You are not going anywhere." Okay, so he warned her that she was not going anywhere, and from today you will live in a small hut. So from that particular day, she would live in a small hut and not move about freely in the compound. Now she was not allowed to move freely in the compound, and she would live in a hut. Ungrateful as you are, you must still be saved from the wolf. He was telling her that she was very ungrateful, okay, unthankful, but still you must be saved from the wolf, as you were not taking me seriously, as Chandni was not obeying the rules. But still Abu Khan wanted to save her, so he told him that you must be saved from the wolf. So he put her into the hut. He pushed her into a small hut and shut the door. Okay, so in a small hut, he put her and just closed the door. But he forgot to close the small window at the back. There was a small window also, and he forgot to come to close the window, as you can see here. In a small hut, a small window is there, and he just not closed it. So what happened then? The same night, Chandni made the window her passage to freedom. So Chandni, who was tied with a rope into the hut, then what he at whole night she was trying to move out. So the string with she was tied up, broken up, and she went away. So she, with the help of window, okay, the same like Chandni made the window her passage to freedom. Passage to freedom means the way to freedom. Which was the way to freedom? She moved through the window. She moved out through the window, as you can see here. With the help of window, she just moved out and become free and got her freedom. But in actual, What will happen? We will read in the next part of the chapter.